Have you ever looked at a picture of a Russian fighter jet, like the Sukhoi Su-27, and then looked at an American one, like the F-16, and thought, hang on a minute, that Russian one looks massive? It is not just your eyes playing tricks on you. It is a genuine, measurable fact. Russian combat aircraft, particularly their fighters, often dwarf their American counterparts in sheer size and weight. This is not some strange accident of engineering or a simple case of one-upmanship. The reason for this supersizing goes deep into geography, history, military strategy. It is a story about a country so vast that its planes need to be flying fuel tanks with wings built to survive in some of the harshest conditions on Earth. So, what is really going on here? Why would one country consistently build bigger, heavier jets than its main geopolitical rival? The answer is not a single simple sentence. To understand Russian jets, you first need to understand Russia itself. It is, to put it mildly, enormous. Spanning from Eastern Europe all the way to the Pacific Ocean. It covers over 17 million square kilometers. You could fit the entire United States into Russia almost twice. This scale is the single most important factor influencing Russian military aircraft design, especially the Air Force. A country that vast cannot have an airbase every few hundred kilometers. Imagine you are a military planner in Moscow. Threats could come from the west in Europe, the south near the Caucasus, or the far, far east across the Pacific. An F-16's combat radius is about 550 kilometers. That would be severely limited. It would have to turn back or rely on a tanker. Nearby often does not apply in Russia. Jets had to take off from the Urals patrol deep into Siberia or over the Arctic Ocean, and then crucially make it back. This is the tyranny of distance. Unlike the US with allies and bases worldwide, when your country is a continent, fuel capacity is not just a feature, it is the most important feature. The single biggest reason for the size of Russian fighter jets is the sheer volume of fuel they carry internally. Let us take the Sukhoi Su-27 flanker, designed in the late 1970s as a response to the American F-15 Eagle. Both are large twin-engine fighters, but the Su-27 was built with monumental internal fuel capacity. It can hold over 9,400 kilograms of fuel. For comparison, the F-16 Fighting Falcon holds just over 3,100 kilograms internally. That massive difference translates directly into operational range. An Su-27 can fly about 3,500 kilometers on a single tank. That is like flying from London to Cairo without stopping. A pair of flankers can take off from Western Russia, fly long-range patrols over the Barents Sea to intercept NATO bombers, engage in combat, and still have enough fuel to return home. An F-16 would need multiple aerial refueling tankers to attempt a similar mission. This reliance on internal fuel makes Russian squadrons more autonomous and less dependent on vulnerable support aircraft. So what about aerial refueling? It is not just the size of Russia that matters. It is also the climate. A huge portion of the country, particularly Siberia and the Far East where many strategic air bases are located, experiences some of the most extreme cold on the planet. Temperatures can plummet to minus 50 degrees Celsius or minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Operating high-performance machinery in these conditions is an engineering nightmare. Metals become brittle, lubricants turn to sludge, and electronics can fail. Russian aircraft are therefore designed with a ruggedness and simplicity that might seem crude compared to their Western counterparts, but is absolutely essential for reliability in the deep freeze. This need for cold weather reliability influences the size and design of the aircraft in several ways. Systems need to be more robust, which often means they are larger and heavier. For instance, hydraulic systems might use larger diameter pipes and more powerful pumps. The aircraft might also carry additional equipment, like powerful de-icing systems and auxiliary power units that can start the engines without ground support. A critical feature when you might be operating from a remote, wind-swept airstrip with limited facilities. This all adds weight and bulk to the overall airframe. Furthermore, the very concept of where these jets might operate from is different. Austere, dispersed, even damaged runways are assumed. Two philosophies, two sizes. Doctrine drives design. Beyond geography and climate, the size difference comes down to different military doctrines. The United States, with its global network of allies and forward-deployed bases, has long pursued expeditionary warfare. This strategy relies on a complex ecosystem of support, fleets of aerial tankers, AWACS, and secure forward air bases. This allows U.S. fighters like the F-16 and F-35 to be specialists, smaller, stealthier, and packed with advanced technology, with support nearby. Russia's doctrine, by contrast, is continental and defensive, focused on protecting the homeland and nearby influence. They could not assume access to friendly bases abroad, so they needed a self-reliant air force. This produced air dominance fighters, the Su-27 and its derivatives, conceived as Swiss Army knives. The Su-27 has a wingspan of 14.7 meters and a length of nearly 22 meters. Its maximum takeoff weight is 30,450 kilograms. The F-16 has a wingspan of 9.5 meters and a length of 15 meters and a maximum takeoff weight of 19,200 kilograms. The Su-27 is over a third longer and can weigh over 50% more at takeoff. It has 10 hardpoints and can carry up to 8,000 kilograms of ordnance. The F-16 typically has 9 hardpoints but a smaller maximum capacity. The F-22 is 18.9 meters long with a max takeoff weight of about 38,000 kilograms. The Su-57 stretches over 20 meters and is estimated to have a similar, if not slightly larger, max takeoff weight. Its larger internal bays reflect emphasis on bigger, longer-range missiles. While fuel is the primary driver of size, it is not the only one. Many Russian fighters are designed to operate with less support, so they often carry extensive, powerful, and bulky electronic countermeasure suites built into the airframe. A great example is the prominent Stinger tail boom, housing rear-facing radar and defensive systems. Some flankers add L-band arrays in the wing leading edges alongside a large nose radar to help detect stealth threats. All of this extra hardware takes up space and adds significant weight. Russia also fields very long-range missiles like the R-37M, with reported ranges up to about 400 kilometers. Carrying such missiles favors bigger jets, whereas the US often favors smaller, more numerous missiles like AMRAAM. One overlooked size driver, landing gear. Russian fighters use thick struts and large, low-pressure tires. They are built to absorb brutal landings on poorly maintained, damaged, or unpaved strips. That means more high-strength metal and robust hydraulics, more weight, more volume. The MiG-29's intake doors close on the ground to avoid debris using top fuselage inlets. Clever, but heavier. So, are bigger Russian jets better? The answer is no. They are different. Smaller, agile aircraft can outturn heavier jets in a dogfight, but modern air combat is mostly beyond visual range. Detection, targeting, and shooting first favor big radars and long-range missiles, where size helps. But bigger jets are easier to detect, generally less maneuverable, and more expensive to build, fly, and maintain. The US bets on stealth, sensor fusion, and networks, where each fighter is a node in a larger system. Russia's bigger jets are a logical answer to vast distance, brutal cold, and self-reliant doctrine. Different problems, different solutions.